Hello guys, welcome to another session. In this session, we are going to look into creating an object literals. So let's jump into the Visual Studio Code to understand this topic. So in the last session, we have discussed about what actually the JavaScript object is. So now in this session, we will look into how to create an object literals. So to create an object literals, we have to specify like this. We need to tell that let and the variable name of the object, and then you need to specify the curly braces start and end. So this way you can create the object, and within that we need to specify the key value pair. So for example, we need to specify employee ID, that is going to be some number, comma, and then another property which is related to this object like name of the employee. So we will tell that it's a string. We will tell Vanda, age of the employee. We will tell 45, phone, whatever the phone number is. So this way you can create an object. Now the question over here is, now we have created, now let's print this object employee and let's look into the output, what the output we are getting. So how we can do that? We will tell that console.log, and here we need to specify employee and save it. Let's jump into the browser, and here when we have printed console.log employee, then you will find that it has given us object, and within that you will find that it has provided the key value pair, that is a properties of the object. So the ID property is having this value, name property is having the value Wanda, and age is having 45 along with the phone number. And here it has given some proto information that we will discuss when we will discuss about object oriented programming in JavaScript. On that time we will cover all this topic. So for a time being, you can see that how we can create the object literals in JavaScript. Now let's proceed further. Now the question over here is how we can access the value of these property directly. So to access it, we will use the dotted notation. So let's look into that. We will tell that console.log employee dot which property you want to access. I want to access name. So you can save it, and let's jump into the browser to see the output. And here it has returned Vanda, the name of the employee. So this is one of the way you can access. Same way you can access the age of the employee, like employee.age. Let's look into the output. So it has returned output of 45, that is the age of an employee. Now the another way we can use with the square bracket notation. So what it means, suppose that if I want to access any variable like phone number, any properties like phone number, so we need to tell employee the object and then the square bracket start, and this is going to be a string. So for that reason we need to specify which property you want to access. So this time I want to access phone. Save it. Let's look into that. So here the output, it has given this number. Now let's proceed further. This notation is very handy whenever we are designing some dynamic logic. So for example, if you make an array of all the property, that improp, you can define let improp equal to all the property value. I can tell over here ID comma name, then I can say age, phone. So now I have created an array. Let me first comment this one, and now what we will do, we will grab each of the property and print it into the console. So let me access the employee prop array, and the method we are going to use the for each method. We can create a callback function with the arrow function syntax, and here we will specify the prop, and then we will tell that console.log, and here we need to specify employee and the prop. This is the dynamic property. Save it. Let's look into the output, what output we will get, and see here it has given us all the output of each of the property without accessing it individually. We have accessed it through dynamically. So let's proceed further. So this notation is really very helpful, the square bracket notation, and it is very handy whenever we want to design some dynamic logic. Now another thing we will look into the type of the employee variable which we have created. So let's look into that. So we will tell that console.log, and here type of, and then we need to specify employee. Save it. Let's look into the type of employee, and you will find that it has returned us as an object. So let's proceed further. One last point I wanted to mention over here, if you want to update the value, so how you can update it, you need to tell that here employee. For example, if I want to update the phone, I need to tell that phone equal to the new value. Save it, and let's look into the output. What is the output? Console.log employee.phone. Save it. Let's jump into the browser to see the output, and here you will find that this value is being updated with the new value 456565. So let's proceed further. So now we have understand that how to create an object literal in JavaScript, and we have also seen that how we can access each of the properties with the dotted notation as well as the square bracket notation. The square bracket notation is very helpful whenever we want to design any dynamic logic. On that scenario, it is very handy. We have also seen that how we can update the property value of an object. Along with, we have also seen how to check the type of variable. So on this note, I am stopping over here. See you in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care.